Okay, welcome back to The Witcher 3. The pause at the beginning is me setting up the monetization, all that, with the stream. So, let's actually get into it. There are preview videos that have come out for Blood and Wine. It seems the water is gonna have better reflections in Blood and Wine than the vanilla game. I mean, you look at this water here, it doesn't really seem to have reflection. It does have shadows, right? But it doesn't have like the reflection on Geralt. At least that's my view. Maybe I'm just wrong on that. Anyway, so the pellar. Wait, there's a quest. Hold on. Okay, wait. It's on the other side.
Aye.
Master Witcher, help an old
What's the matter? A monster bothering you?
Nay, a ghost.
Can you tell me anything more?
You see, Jackamar haunts my dreams. Jackamar's my husband, or was till he died at war. He stands by me headboard and wails. So many years apart, I've such woe in the beyond. Come, join me. I say, I'll come, Jackamar, but when the gods summon me, not before. Then he says, leave your wedding ring by me grave. It'll make the waiting lighter. And I'd leave it, where the wood's not so terrifying. So, I thought to myself, maybe you.
Sure it's your husband's ghost?
He's saying I can't tell me own man. I'm old, but I ain't gone daft yet.
Not what I meant. There's wraiths that deceive, assume the form of dead loved ones. Trows, for instance, or dunnies.
Nay, I'm sure this is Jackamar. In me dreams he spoke of our nuptials, how we danced at Bellatane, how the Redanians killed him at Rind.
Rind? You've either mixed something up or you're very old indeed. Battle happened 80 years ago.
Oh, aye. Slip of the tongue. Meant to say the Battle of Rivia.
Be glad to help. Where's Jackamar buried?
A little cemetery near Blackbough, in a grave neath the old tree. Here, take me ring. Once you've laid it down, come to me for your reward. I live in a hut in the middle of the village with my granddaughter, Lessie.
Alright.
Now where
Granddaughter.
the hell? Strange.
Yeah, she did ask for my help. Where? Oh, okay. Very well. Let's find that cemetery. Should be here. Let's see here. There we go.
Must be Jackamar's grave.
Okay, then.
All right, that's done.
Right, that's,
Move it!
it was easy. No
That's it,
resistance, nothing.
Get out of my sight. What do you want?
Want to talk to the pellar?
Too late. We've got dibs on a chat with him. A long one.
What do you want from him?
To give him what he deserves.
And that is?
He done conjured auguries. Said something evil had made its nest in Edric's bowels. Told Edric to eat rowan berries. Lots of them.
Ever since Edric's lived in the outhouse. And he's got hardened pustules all over him.
Just so happens I need the pellar alive. So if you agree to leave him alone, for good, I'm willing to tell you how to help Edric.
Well, all in all...
Yes or no?
Fine. Let's hear it.
A tea of mullein leaves for his belly, and cover his boils with mallow. A few days and he'll be good as new.
Noted. But if it don't work, we'll be back. Move out, boys. Prick.
Gotta wonder about a man who could get Edric's friends all worked up.
You gotta wonder about a great deal of things, Geralt.
Come on now.
They were willing to kill the pellar for this. Well, I suppose I could do the... Let's see...
First the armies. Witcher, what brings you?
Lessie, right? Wanted to talk to your grandma.
To my... But she's been dead for years.
Guess I talked to a ghost. Why wasn't she buried alongside her husband?
I can't say for certain. I was a little lass then. But me mum told me that shortly before Gran died, she learned Grandad had kept lovers on the side. She had no desire to lie beside him.
Seems she changed her mind. She wanted something to connect her and her husband in the afterlife. Asked me for help.
It's hard to believe. But you've an honest look about ye. If you helped Gran, you deserve a reward. Here, tain't much, but I'm afraid it'll have to do. White one, what's your business? Bloody Baron know you're here?
Plenty of people know I'm here. He sent me here even. Alright, where is this guy? Oh yeah, he is here. That's the reason I'm gonna do this before
Looking
the
for a
pellar.
hunter named Neelan.
Found him. What do you want?
Hear about your notice. I'm a witcher. When did you last see your wife?
5 days passed, 'fore dawn. On my way out to hunt, she were asleep. I come back, found no sign of her.
Notice anything strange? Maybe her behavior?
No, she were her happy, smiling self. Nothing different of late. She's not run off, if that's what you're asking.
Maybe she went to the neighboring village, forgot to tell you.
No, my sister were never gone this long before.
Tried looking for her?
Asked round the village, none saw her go. She must have left when they were still sleeping. Told her time and again not to wander off on her own. She never listened.
I mustered some menfolk to scour the woods. Nothing.
I'll look in the woods. You might have missed something. Ask around, too. She have any friends?
Hannah keeps to herself mostly. Watches the blacksmith's young'uns at times. And in the village, Glenna, the butcher's wife, she likes her best.
Thanks. I'll try to find her, but no promises.
Let us mourn in peace.
Interesting conversation.
Greetings, you Glenna?
Aye, but gristle and marrow's all I'm willing to sell, and you'll have to wait till I'm done carving it.
You the butcher's wife?
Butcher? Please. Might have called him a butcher when we lived in the shade of Novigrad's walls. Now he deals in carrion, fallen animals, their bones still fit for soup. So, buying something?
Wanted to talk to you about Hannah. Hear you were friendly.
She come by at times? We talk?
She seems strange lately. Any idea where she might have gone?
Strange. No? A cheerful soul always. If I'm to judge, it's the wolves got her. Been howling the nights through lately. Even the Baron's men are feared to come by. Hannah must have gone to the wood to gather mushrooms, maybe. Strayed too deep and the howlers got her.
Thanks. Farewell.
Baron's men all over the place. Must be a lovely place to live in.
Wow. My dad used to make swords like yours. Can I touch it?
It's sharp. Better not. Need to talk to your father.
I forged swords once. Now it's scythes and hoes. For good arms, you'll need to go to Novigrad.
Wanted to ask you about Hannah. Heard she looked after your children.
Aunt Hannah? Do you know where she is?
No, that's why I'm here. She maybe tell you where she was going, or anything else?
She said turnips are healthy and we ought to eat them. I saw her go to the forest with another lady. It was dawn almost. I'd gone out so I wouldn't wet the pallet.
The forest? She's done for.
Why?
A huge pack roams the area. None from the village dares go in the forest. Neelan's only one not afeared, but then he's a hunter.
Did you get a good look at the other woman? Know who it was?
No. She walked in front of Aunt Hannah. I couldn't see.
Thanks. Farewell.
You seen me muscles?
This will not have a happy ending, for a record. I mean, it could, if you wanted it to, if you believe in a lie.
Come on, Roach.
CD Projekt's gonna make quite a few changes with Blood and Wine as an expansion, mutations and all that nonsense. Might want to put off NG Plus if you haven't started. You might want to put it off until that point. The reason is the mutations will allow you to use all the skill points you gather. Anyway. Alright, let the wolves come. Oh, shit.
Witcher?
What are you doing here? Shouldn't be in the forest alone.
I came to tell you. You needn't look for Hannah. She'd have returned long past were she alive. I'll pay you twice Neelan's pledge. Just tell the man his Hannah's dead.
Don't want to know what happened to her?
I've no illusions, Witcher. In Velen, you're gone as long as she's been. You don't come back. Hannah's dead for certain. Neelan ought to accept his loss. Move on with his life.
Strange. People usually prefer to know the fate of their loved ones, whatever the cost.
What good will it do? I'll not get my sister back. And Neelan's all I got left. I can't lose him too. And, well, he'll not rest till he avenges his Hannah, even if it eats up his life. The man deserves better.
Sorry, not in the habit of leaving jobs undone.
Folks speak true about you Witchers. You're heartless beasts.
You're the one to talk. Interesting point to bring up. I'm the heartless beast.
Claw marks. Deep. No man did this. Cuts. Made with long claws. Flesh torn clear off. This is getting interesting. This is getting interesting. Must be Hannah. Smell of a rotting corpse. Torn to pieces, literally. Blood spattered all around. Werewolf. No doubt about it. Gotta be careful. Blood and paw marks. Wonder where they lead. Shit. Climbed the tree. I can't get up there. Maybe find something else on the ground.
Maybe. Let's see. Find clues, look on the ground, paw prints, all that. Hold on. Just to get an idea of what the zone is.
Shit. Climbed the tree. I can't get up there. Maybe find something else on the ground. Tuft of fur. Whatever lost it hasn't bathed in a while.
Oh, pardon me for not seeing the easy to miss fur patch.
Man's clothes. Shredded. Looks like a hunter's quarters. Notes. Wonder whose.
There is a cave.
Blood's just barely dried. He was dragged here. Wonder where from.
Okay. There we go.
No! Stop! Don't harm him!
Think we need to talk.
It's Neelan!
Lycanthropy can afflict anyone, but it is a curse, so sorry, but I have to.
You don't understand! I love him! He was near to being mine till you came along! Go away! Leave us be!
Not till I find out what's going on here.
I love him! Always have! Even after I'd learned his secret.
You knew? Did you know I shut myself in here to wait out me change?
I knew, and I didn't mind. But you chose Hannah. I wanted her to see you. I wanted her to fear you. She'd not have stayed. And we could be together.
You brought her here. That night. 'Twas the reason I had the taste of blood in me mouth come morn.
I did it for us. She was to see you turn, not more. I didn't want her death. You've got to believe me.
I don't. And I'll kill you willingly. First time for that, in fact.
This is between the two of you. I refuse to meddle, but cross my path again, and I will kill you.
No! Mercy!
You had no mercy for your sister. I'll have none for you.
Told you I'd kill you.
I knows well what you said. Do it.
If you want death, find some reins and a tree with a strong limb.
Wouldn't work. Couldn't do it. Always been a coward. Do it. Please.
Women, huh? Ah, there we go. Petty jealousy is what killed him. What killed all of them. That's really it. There's not much more to say on that subject. Such petty, petty jealousy. Among sisters, no less. Well, sibling rivalry is nothing new. That's a new level.
You, white one. Think you're too sore?
Hey, anybody home? Open up, it's safe now.
Devils. Who do they bring? What seek ye?
I need your help.
Oh, a man. Nay, a wolf. Grey, though not old. 'Tis he the pellar awaits.
You were expecting me.
Aye, as the bones declared I should. They shall come whose stench is rape and death, but the wolf shall disperse them, the white wolf. And thus he comes. Omens never lie.
Recognize this? Made of spruce wood, strong smell of juniper, designed to protect someone.
Freshly cut spruce sprinkled with goat's blood, then tempered with an incense of earth, smoke and juniper. For Anna, to protect her.
You make the amulet?
Aye, sure 'twas the pellar. After the way of his forefathers, over still water in the light of a full moon. Proper as amulets go. It protected well. Should never have taken it off.
So, designed to protect her. From what?
Oh, the dear. Besieged she was, evil all around, wanting to possess her. Old magic, born of oblivion, from dark sources emerged.
Old magic? Can you be more specific?
'Tis not for mouth speech, nor for the touch. A small protective charm, not a thing more a pellar could do.
Anna and her daughter are missing. Know where they are?
Nay, nay. Pellar don't know. But the spirits could know. The pellar will augur, the spirits ask.
Spirits? Great. Fine with me. Long as I know where to look, where to find them.
Lost, must be found. Princess! None better than princess for finding things.
Princess? Which princess?
Princess, my goat! She's fled.
Those men must have scared her off. Can we get back to the auguring?
Without the goat, impossible. No goat, won't work.
Can't seriously think I'm gonna chase down your goat.
A pellar without a goat makes for a mute prophet.
Getting on my nerves, old man. I'm not going anywhere.
No princess, no prophecy, no augury.
How about I draw my sword on you and hold it to your neck, and let's see how the prophecy works then.
Witcher, will ye find my princess? The pellar will prophesy soon as she returns.
Fine. I'll get your goat.
The bell! The little bell's ringing! She loves it! Ring, ring, and she will follow. For a while. But beware of wild strawberries. Raspberries, too.
Yeah, treacherous as beasts go. I always keep an eye out for them.
How lovely. Where is that bell? God. What have I gotten myself into? What was the point of that crystal skull? I really wonder about it. Oh, my bad. It was already equipped. Let's find the goat. Geralt, the goat chaser. Whoa.
you are. Come on, let's go see the pellar. Come on, damn it. Should have guessed as much. What's a witcher compared to a patch of wild strawberries?
Okay.
Do I really have to keep ringing this bell for you to follow? Come on.
Yes.
Take you back to the pellar. Misses you something awful.
Your new profession,
Where the hell
Geralt.
did you go?
Wait, what? Fucking hell, man.
Bear! Bear! Run, you stupid piece of shit!
Oh, Geralt, you know you love it. I would bet CD Projekt was inspired when it came to this quest by the same people by the World of Warcraft Burning Crusade quest, where you are leading a fell hunter. It was an early Burning Crusade on the Horde side of things, with a goblin. Huh, interesting. Well, might as well, right? Probably will be useful. Aim. Crafting a sword, no problem.
Do I really have to keep ringing this bell for you to follow?
Yes, Geralt, you do. Where's the I say goats back on the menu, boys.
You're no roach, but I bet we could be friends in time. You've got that all-important quality every roach has to have. You don't talk much.
Why don't you just get use Axie on the fucking thing? I mean, really.
Princess, nowhere in sight. Goat of mine, dearest, sweetest goat.
Happy for you, but I'm kinda in a hurry. Anna and Tamara, they might be in danger.
The White Wolf helped the Pellar, and so the Pellar shall help him. Blood. We need blood. A living being.
Fine. Be right back. Will this do?
They are not here. They have gone. Blood. I see blood.
Whose?
No Anna. No Tamara. Just a child.
A child that lives not, yet did not die.
It's over? Is that it?
That is it.
Spirits had nothing more to say? Like where they went or where they are now?
You came for an augury, and augur I did. They're gone, the child remains.
Mentioned a child. Whose?
Why, Anna's.
Anna was pregnant?
She was, and she miscarried.
Baron didn't mention it.
Afraid, perhaps, or ashamed, or forgetful. Or perhaps he had no wish to remember.
Anna tell you all this? Did she come here after it happened?
Nay, not Anna. 'Twas the omens told me.
Great, so I can be sure it's true.
The omens need not your faith to be true. It is you who needs the omens to lead you to truth.
The Baron have anything to do with his wife's miscarriage?
Foul-tempered he is, and he's a fondness for hooch.
No doubt makes his temper even fouler. Did he abuse his family? Anna came to you, you must have noticed something.
The pellar's old, near blind, but Princess came and licked her hand.
So what?
She's a wise beast. Only comes to those who suffer.
What happened to the child?
In a grave thrown, without rite or ceremony, it awoke. Now it wanders, it seeks vengeance.
A botchling.
White wolf, wise wolf, catch the botchling. The botchling will help, lead the wolf to the loved ones.
Botchlings suck the blood of pregnant women and eat their fetuses. They don't help.
'Tis a being cursed, and witches lift curses. If the white wolf can't lift it, he should bring me its blood. Blood will always find kindred blood.
Heard of one witcher who lifted a botchling's curse. Never tried it myself, though. I know you need to bury it under the threshold.
And give it a name. Perform the Aim Roin.
The ritual of naming? That's an elven custom.
Human, elven, dwarven, ancient. Spirits have no race. They honor not its meaning. Win a spirit's favor, and the spirit shall aid you. Ask, and it will answer. Seek, and it will show you the way.
Why do you want its blood?
Blood, blood, blood. It binds men for all ages, the living and the dead.
Sure, but what do you want to do with it?
At times, a century is too short for two brothers to reconcile. One dies before things are set right. The other then brings his blood to the pellar.
And what does the pellar do?
He awaits Forefather's Eve. He mixes the blood with milk, herbs, and hen's feet. He drinks to reconcile the dead with the living. There shall be no Forefather's Eve this year, but we'll find a way, all the same.
I hear you right. You mentioned Forefather's Eve? Pretty old custom. Thought it had died out.
Death lurks in every bog and puddle round here. Folk know they could die, their earthly matters unresolved. Then they require help, or they'll not know peace. Forefather's Eve must be performed. Light the tallow candles to lead them through the dark. Call them by name, appease their regrets. Only then may they depart in peace.
Whatever I do, I gotta find the botchling first.
Seek it at midnight, near the grave that lies empty.
If what you say is true, the Baron ought to know where that grave is.
Yes, he will. He will.
Please, not this. Not again.
Sweet mother.
Lightning strike?
A fire burns.
People!
Castle's
on fire! Baron set the stables afire!
My little ace save us.
It's burning! Run! Fire!
drunk old fool tottering about again.
Don't calm him down. Oswin? Where's Oswin? Anyone seen him?
Believe I saw him heading to the stable.
What?
Fire. You blind? Nobody willing to put it out?
Ain't that simple. Most are afraid. Baron flies into a rage. He takes no prisoners.
My brother's in the stable! We've got to save him! He'll burn alive! Him and the horses!
See what I can do.
Hurry now! Quick!
Oh, I see.
Shit. Fire's spreading. Damn it. Lots of...
Yeah. I am going to repair my armor.
Smoke. Gotta hurry.
Over here! Can't get out! Roof's collapsed!
Coming to get you.
We've a hero in our midst. You've earned yourself a barrel of Lyrian.
I know your wife miscarried. Was that before or after you beat her to a pulp?
What the fuck are you suggesting?
Don't play me for a fool. You'd been beating them for years. Finally, they'd had enough and fled. Sound about right?
Ah!
Let's dance. They ran from you, didn't they?
Lying prick!
We need to talk. Sit down. You beat them.
I never laid a finger on Tamara. Not once.
And on Anna?
That's another story. She always knew how to spark my ire.
Expect me to believe you were a loving father to Tamara after that scene in the courtyard?
You're free to believe whatever you wish, but she was always the apple of my eye. She had the run of the place, ask anyone. She'd ride the horses, hunt with the men, at times join them on their rounds. And they'd send for her when I flew into a rage, for only she could calm me.
Make it sound like she led a charmed life. If that's the case, why'd she run?
I'd hardly need you if I knew.
Your wife. How'd she make you angry? Too much salt in the soup? Socks never darned?
20 years we've known each other. She's seen me drunk and sober. She was there to greet me when I returned the victor. She was there to patch me up in defeat. Like no other, she knew where to press, where to pinch, so it would hurt.
You beat her? For that? For criticizing you?
Oh, Witcher, you haven't a clue, have you? Well, perhaps I shall tell you about it one day. One day, but not today.
Oh boy. You know, this is like something I've seen so often in my country, something I've experienced as well with my mother in particular. Women, you know, domestic abuse is not just hitting someone, it's verbal abuse. That is something that exists. It's demeaning someone through your words, it's insulting someone, it's bringing up their worst points, it's knowing someone very well and knowing, like the Baron said, where to strike that it hurts. And I don't mean hurts a little, like some criticism, some insult, no, really cuts deep. Have a parent or a wife that does that to you. See if you don't get enraged. The moral of this story is abuse cuts both ways, and it's more complex than it's let on. Of course, not justifying anything here, either side, it's just explanation. If you want to take it, fine. If you don't want to take it, go ahead. This is what happens when countries in Eastern Europe lose everything. Our governments, our industry, our jobs, morals, and people struggle to survive, when people die on the streets, when people starve to death, when there's rationing, all of that. This is what happens. High-level corruption and all that. Society goes to shit, and it takes decades to recover. Oftentimes on this channel, I've argued against the idea of intervention in certain countries, like, say, Libya, Syria, and all that, because I know what the aftermath is. I grew up in the aftermath. This is all in the aftermath of, in this case, it's a war that goes on. And perhaps one of the things that The Witcher 3 does well, particularly in this story, is dive in on how something like a war or the collapse of a country affects people.
You knew they had run away from the start.
Yes, I knew.
Why didn't you tell me? Wasted my time.
Say I had. Say I'd said I had troubles. Couldn't control my wife, my daughter. What kind of flaccid prick would you take me for?
Tell me everything you remember about the day they fled. The truth this time.
I'd been soaking myself 3 days straight. Anna came to me, said they were leaving. I begged them to stay. She refused to hear it. I tried to stop her. She wriggled like an eel. We struggled. She fell. Last blasted thing I remember. Woke up in the morn, breeches heavy with my own piss. A large bump on my head. Sadly, they were gone. Know what that's like, Witcher? No. How the fuck could you? I was left with nothing. Nothing! Only the bottle.
Tamara present for all this? She see you quarrel?
Through the doorway, perhaps. She didn't enter the room. Shame, too. Things might have turned out differently. The sight of her always calmed me.
Signs of a fight in the room. Hole in the wall, wine all over the landing. Was that you?
Aye. We tussled. She tried to whack me on the noggin with a candlestick, but kept missing. Hit the wall and a pillar instead. I staggered backwards onto the table, spilled the wine, slipped and tumbled. Anna used that moment to flee. She rushed down the stairs, still clutching that damn candlestick. I caught her on the landing. We fell. I thought I had her. Then she turned and smacked me in the head. I blacked out. Don't know what happened next. When I came to, I was alone.
What happened next?
Next? It only got worse. I awoke at sunset, not knowing how many days had passed. Thought it was all a ploughing, drunken nightmare. And then I went to the bedchamber, but Anna was not there. Instead, there was blood everywhere. I knew she'd miscarried. My breath short, my throat locked. I neared the bed and saw it. It lay there, a tiny thing, defenseless, on bloodied sheets, dead. And it was my doing.
Seen a lot of dead in my time, but that must have been hard.
Unspeakably so. My legs gave out. I saw fields of corpses at Sodden. Saw witches burn in Maribor. But compared to this, all that was a rabbit's prick alongside a great oak. And the guilt is all mine.
We don't know that yet. The amulet and a war could be linked somehow. Maybe the fact that she lost it. What did you do with the child?
Wrapped it in a clean sheet and buried it.
Just like that?
Damn you! I gave no thought to a funeral. It was a horror. I wanted it to end. That child had been my dream. I told Anna, the little one, our little one, to make things right. Yet she died before she could be born. Understand, Witcher? My child was dead.
I sympathize. I do.
Thank you. And know that I hope you find your Ciri.
Deal we made means I need to find Tamara and Anna first. Just so happens your unborn daughter might help us do that.
What? How?
Sometimes miscarried fetuses, if they don't get a proper burial, turn into botchlings.
Into fucking what?
Does he need the details? Wow.
A cursed creature that draws strength from killing pregnant women. Once it's strong enough, it attacks those who scorned it.
But how? How does it know?
Blood ties. They're a strong bond. A bond I want to use to find your family.
How?
One of two ways. Legends claim you can bury a botchling under the family's threshold, perform a ritual, and turn it into a lubberkin. That's a sort of, hob, a guardian spirit that could lead me to your family.
And the other way?
We kill it and draw some blood. Take that to the pellar and he does the rest.
Do not kill my child. It's suffered enough already. Lift the curse that it may finally rest in peace.
Whatever we do, we gotta find the botchling first.
I'll show you where I buried her, and I'll dig the grave at my threshold.
If it turns out we can't transform the botchling into a lubberkin, they can bury us in it. Handy either way. The sooner we resolve this, the better. Best do it tonight, at midnight.
Then wait here with me. Near midnight, I'll take you to where I buried her.
Get word to the common folk. Ought to stay in their homes tonight and draw a line of salt outside their doors. And try to sober up.
Do I take a shovel to dig up the grave?
Take it. You'll need it, but not for that.
A bit further. Follow me.
Well, that's a bit of a shame. I can't save. Anyway. I'll remove the curse from the botchling. I guess I should read the bestiary. Okay. Where's the...
You give the child a name?
No. Why would we?
Mistake. Names are powerful seals.
Here's the spot.
Chose a lovely spot.
Damn it, will you relent? I'm ploughing now I've done wrong.
Good. The grave's dug up and empty.
What's that mean?
Botchling's on the prowl.
Look!
Take it in your arms, quick.
And if it goes garroty, it'll bite us in the arse before we know it.
Keep screaming and it will turn rabid. It's calm for now.
Bloody hell. What happens when it gets ploughing restless?
It'll bite through your jugular and you'll bleed to death before I can help. Tell me if it starts wriggling. I'll calm it with magic. Pick it up. Take it in your arms.
Merciful gods!
Back to the fortress.
What? With this?
As I recall, you were the one wanted to test the old legends, change it into a lubberkin.
Oh, fuck.
Well, Baron, there isn't any time for regrets at the moment. It's a bit too late to change course right now. Annoyingly, you can't save at any point.
Come now, we must bury it.
Spectres. Botchling's scent attracted them.
Do something!
Yeah, I need to know when to use Axie, in essence.
Take me! It's thriving something fierce! Oh. Quiet now. But what do you want to do with it?
Me? Nothing. This is your job. Told you, gotta bury it under the threshold. If the tales are true, by tomorrow it'll be a lubberkin. From then on, it'll watch over your house and help me find your family.
I think there's 3 sets of fights, or at least 2, anyway. We'll see.
Damn, you're ugly.
More coming. Need to hurry.
On with it! I'll not wait till they devour us.
Chosen
for
a
the
name?
moment.
No,
So think of one. It's important.
it's a girl. What would Anna have named her?
You gotta hurry, Baron. Well, we dealt with the rapes.
What now?
Repeat after me. By the powers of earth and sky.
By the powers of earth and sky.
By the world that was to be your home.
By the world that was to be your home.
Forgive me, you who came, but who I did not embrace.
Forgive me. You who came, but who I did not embrace.
I name thee, say her name, and embrace thee as my daughter.
I name thee Dea, and embrace thee as my daughter.
Good. Now bury the body.
What now?
In 1 day's time, Dea should turn into a lubberkin. I'll stay here and wait. You go home.
I'll wait with you.
Out of the question.
But that's my child. And the guilt, the responsibility for all this, lies with me.
Time for parental impulses? It's long past. Besides, nothing else you can do here.
But
No buts. Just Witcher's work left to do here. Gotta wait a day and a night for the botchling to turn into a lubberkin. That's it. Go home. And try not to drink yourself stupid again.
You know, I am actually taking damage. It's just a case of, well, here's the thing. The decoctions that I'm using, well, performing actions that consume stamina regenerate vitality. Here's the thing, though. Combine it with the Archgriffin decoction, so, you know, obviously Kinda means casting signs and all that stuff. Combine this, however, with the Archgriffin decoction, and you get, if any stamina is available, strong attack, consume all of it, and reduce the struck foe's vitality by 5% after their normal damage is calculated. So the thing is here is that the Kinda and Archgriffin stack, and the reason my HP will never drop with that is basically the stamina consumed by Archgriffin works with the Kinda, which restores, obviously, vitality. OP? Yeah, well, it was 10%. Archgriffin used to be 10%, then they nerfed it to 5%.
By blood's power I summon you. With your name I beseech you. Hear my call and arise, Dea. Lead me to those bound to you by blood.
That cord around its neck is creepy. Am I the only one seeing the, I don't know, floating ghost? Why are people like literally losing their shit?
If it don't stop raining, my arse will rot off. Wizard tree!
Okay, now they're losing their shit.
Let me live.
No. You don't deserve to live. None of you do. You know, thing is, people talking about gameplay. This is boring as shit gameplay-wise because the enemies are of no challenge. Granted, I do have the best gear in the game from Hearts of Stone in New Game Plus, which means it's pathetically easy. Will probably get difficult later on, but then I'll get some free swords or craft them.
Ugh, sure wasn't lavender they kept in there. Might be worth looking around. Could afford a horse. A bracelet. One of them must have dropped it. A bracelet. One of them must have dropped it. Clothing. They change in here? Both were here. I'm going the right way.
Well,
wants to show me something more.
Lead me on there. Annoyingly, many NPCs have their movement speed increased when you're running. She doesn't. Well, it, really. A bit ridiculous, by the way, to have the grass in the middle of the road here. There are no cars. Carts don't leave patches like that. Well, carts would, but horses wouldn't.
Necrophages had a field day. Still worth a closer look. Should examine that horse carcass.
Yep. The spawning enemies. And the staggering. There are no iframes.
Horse carcass.
There are no iframes in The Witcher 3, I think. Well, or there are very, very few of them.
What now, you piece of filth?
What do we have here? Bones have been here a while. Chewed on the saddle. Necrophages will eat anything these days. Giant claws. Wasn't a necrophage made these marks. Horseshoes missing. Is this the animal that lost one in the smokehouse? Head torn clear off. Takes incredible strength. Must have been attacked by a powerful beast. Surprised him. Hope they got away. trail goes on. Good thing it doesn't end here.
So they skipped the necrophages.
Not bad. Not good.
Is there a fast travel point? I hope there is. Well, there is one in Linden Vale.
A fisherman's hut. Seems she wants me to take a closer look.
Who's that? Other room. Go on now.
What you seek here, sir? Our hut's out of the way. Woeful. We has nothing. We knows nothing.
Just need information. Looking for 2 women, the Bloody Baron's wife and daughter.
Not a soul have been here, sir.
Sure? Not even passing through? Daughter's medium height, about 20. Her mother's thin, about 40. Seen them?
That's her came at night, right, Mummy? Quiet, boy.
Where'd the girl go? Your son said enough, no point in playing dumb anymore.
Sorry, sir, but you don't look like one of her father's men.
Because I'm not. I'm looking for Tamara and her mother. I need to know if they're alive and safe.
Tamara is, hi. She's to my brother's place in Oxenford. But Mrs. Anna, that's another tale. Though anywhere's better than the Crow's Perch with a Baron.
Why?
'Cause he beat her, sir. Beat Mrs. Anna, I means. Everyone knew, but not a one lifted a finger for to stop it.
What happened to Tamara's mother?
'Twere like this. I was awaiting in the old smokehouse with horses. Cold as hell and so dark, couldn't see past 2 ells in front of you. Moon had risen high, and still they hadn't come. Began to fear some demon had snatched them. But finally, they came forth, and we sets off towards the river. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a gale arose. Thought it'd tear my head off. And those damn birds, swarms of them coursing o'er the woods, raising a racket to make your ears bleed. Mrs. Anna screamed, bent over into herself. Tamara knelt down, gripped her arms. 'Twere then I saw it. Fiery marks on her hands.
Why help them at all? You risked a lot.
I'd a debt. Owed Miss Tamara. 3 moons passed, a fever gripped my boy. We thought he was done for. Tamara learnt it. Brought food and salves. We're poorer than dirt itself. She saved my boy. No 2 ways about it. Me, myself, I'd have never dared to help. But my missus told me a time of war and contempt's come. A time of folk gone wrong. We needs to repay good with good. Who stands by idly does evil as if.
Married a wise woman.
Crying shame we couldn't save Mrs. Anna in the end.
Fine. What happened next?
Grew even darker. Seemed someone had put out the stars. Crickets all went silent of a sudden. And then, from the woods, a roar. Broke out in a cold sweat, and before I could catch my breath, a beast jumped out of the woods, big as a barn, with horns and 2 burning coals for eyes. I thought I was done for. Beast attacked Mrs. Anna's horse, ripped its head off, carried her off into the woods. Our horses, mine and Miss Tamara's, got spooked and tore off willy-nilly. 'Twere the only reason we escaped. The miss wanted to go back for her mother, but my wife pleaded, said she'd die out there alone. Miss Tamara agreed, not to go.
What marks?
They's, well, like burned on with hot iron. On the palms, inside.
Burned? Like a cattle brand?
Aye, though these wasn't black scars scabbed over. They's hot and glowing, as if they burned with raw fire.
Thanks for your help.
The lady, she'll be all right in the end, won't she?
I'll do what I can to see that she is. So here our paths diverge. Thank you, Dea. Go in peace.
Alright, first I'll find Tamara, talk with her, get her side of the story. That means going to Oxenfurt, which means crossing the river, which is not an easy feat. Well, truthfully, it is kind of an easy feat, all things considered. Oxenfurt, God. The problem, though, is that I need to end up... I guess Hangman's Tree is a good place as any. Follow the smoke. It will lead you to where you want to be. Surprised there's no epidemic, considering all the dead bodies and all that. Battlefields and all that. No touch of the plague or anything. The Catriona plague actually did kill a lot of people, and it did play a pretty big role in the first game. Not so much in this one, or at all. Where's that damned... I just crossed by it. I'll deal with that when I want to deal with Lefo. The crying woman. You know, this is kind of an issue. Act 1 is the longest one, especially if you do all the side quests and all that, but I kind of feel there's an issue with that. Like, Act 2 is reasonable, I guess you could argue, if you didn't. Like, Act 2 can be extremely short. That's after... That's Kaer Morhen, in a sense. Like, the whole thing at Kaer Morhen, the aftermath, that gathering allies, all that. Can be short, can be long, depending on how much you did, right? But Act 3 is pathetically short. And I feel Act 3 is unfinished. And it has a truck. Like, many of the problems in the story come from two factors. Or three, I guess. The lack of impact from important decisions, the lack of a moral... or moral conflict, a moral conflict through the entirety of the game, right? A major moral conflict, which The Witcher 1 and Witcher 2 did have both of them. Hell, they had several of them. The human-non-human conflict, the what is a monster moral conflict, what is a Witcher moral conflict. Now, what is a monster played a more important role in Witcher 1 than Witcher 2. What is a Witcher played a far more important role in Witcher 2 than Witcher 1. But they all played a role in all the games, and they were important throughout the whole course of the game. The problem with The Witcher 3 is that the moral conflicts are non-existent. Is there a moral conflict in the main story throughout all of the main story? Yes, there is the whole thing with the abuse of the Baron, which incidentally, the Bloody Baron part is the best part of the fucking story as a result of it, because it does have a moral conflict, and it does have one that is actually pretty well done, all things considered. But other parts, Novigrad doesn't really have one. A moral conflict means you can, there's two sides, right? Two sides of the argument, but what kind of argument can you make to agree? Can you make to agree with the witch hunters or Radovid? The answer is none. And for record, I like Radovid, but it's it's badly handled. It's really badly handled.
Long live accept.
Anyway, I'm not gonna cross the bridge because that's really an impossibility for me. Well, I could pay for a pass, sure, but that's a stupid idea. And as for, as for Skellige, there is none there. It's just a dispute over power, but it doesn't have like any real weight to it. It's like, who do you prefer? Who do you think would lead Skellige better? That's the question. I'm just curious though to see if there's a reflection in the water with the boat. Not kinda. I don't know. Kind of hard to say. I don't see the sail reflected. I'm just comparing it to, the preview videos that are out there for the Blood and Wine. Yes, YouTubers have gotten access to them. Well, I wouldn't expect to get any, really, for any game. Like, people have gotten them for Warhammer, for EA games, for CD Projekt games. I don't expect to get any for any game, because I've gone on record to badmouth every single one of those companies. And rightly so, criticize them openly and strongly. Don't give a fuck if it burns any bridges there. Don't care. I'm not gonna whore myself out to developers and publishers. Which so many YouTubers do, by the way. They do hoard themselves out. It's particularly egregious with the Total War Total War channels who do that openly. It's like, oh yeah, Creative Assembly got us to see their game and all that. We're only gonna talk positive. We're not gonna mention anything negative about the company. Oh, sorry, my bad. I just wanted to see the comments in the stream.
We don't serve lushes, shavers, caretakers, or students from Philosopher's Hall.
Do I look like any of the people from that list?
Doesn't hurt to check, just so it's clear how things stand.
So what did they do to you, the students from...
Rather not talk on it, alright? What's your poison?
Mind if I have a look? You play Gwent?
Not with just anybody, and always for high stakes. With you, I might.
I'll play on your terms.
You know, I'd be curious to know what the music is. The one that played with the pellar, the one that plays with some of the conversations between Geralt and the Baron. I've checked the soundtrack, that doesn't appear there. Anyway, gonna play a roach. My best friend. One of the best bromances in gaming. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Oh, I can't use... Alright. I might be able to win this turn. Or not. Well, I can get him to play a lot of cards, I guess. You're damned archers. Well. Good old Dandelion, right? He still has that spy though. Well, I'm just gonna hope he doesn't have bad weather. Let's see you beat this pretty boy. And he did.
Perhaps you should come back when you...
Well.
Oh, I remember.
Around.
Why not?
I'll play on your...
What the spy game wasn't it? Let's see. Well, I'm not gonna go for torrential. Gonna replace vest.
Perhaps you should come back.
He is kicking my ass.
Oh, I remember. What?
I'll play on you.
I need to get taller. That's what I need to do. Get my hands on the taller card. There's not enough cards in this deck. There's not enough cards in the monster deck. There's not enough cards in any other deck except, obviously, the Northern Realms. It's kind of frustrating though that he cancels my ability. Alright, that's gonna make it useful if he drops Spy. So what I'm doing here is hoping to not get screwed over by his spies. Now that's gonna happen. Shellard von Esterlitz. I'll use freezing. Oh, Stennis. And that's how it's done. Well, one round at least. Still have more cards than he does. Great! There goes my advantage. Well, ain't you sodding wonderful?
I don't like losing, but that don't mean I don't do it with grace. The card and the prize are yours.
You've been playing a while? Gotta know where I can find some interesting cards?
In Novigrad, there's Oliver the innkeeper. He plays, though he's far beneath my level. Closer, in Velen, there's the barkeep at the inn at the crossroads.
Yennefer of Vengenberg.
Fade, Geralt.
Oh, I do need someone to repair my goddamn armor.
Right one. Taking a peek at my wares here.
Greetings. My, a witcher. Something tells me I'll finally get something interesting to do.
Sure doesn't look like you're short on work.
So, this. A Redanian army order, but there's no pleasure in't. One after the other, same thing time and again, no finesse required.
Looking to perfect your craft?
Of course. Crafting's like ploughing a maid. Fall into a rut and, well, sure, you'll get the job done, but there'll be no hoops, no hollers, no standing ovation. So, got any special requests for me? Help me stay on form?
Still talking about armor, aren't we?
Aye, what else would it be?
You're in luck. I actually do have a special...
Oh, that's fantastic.
Let's play cards. Gwent wouldn't be bad.
No spies in his deck, so he's gonna have a few problems. Well, let him play his last card. How clever of you. Just getting him to consume his cards. And he plays that Siri card. Ow. Rotten Mangonel. That's a Nilfgaardian card. Well, improving the deck.
How's business? All goes well?
Yeah. What can I do with you for? If I ain't got it today, say the word and I'll have it tomorrow.
Let me see. Might pick something.
Don't know what for, but hey.
Wanted to play cards. Doubt we need to wait till tomorrow.
Everyone to me! To me!
My daddy's a witch hunter and chases old crow.
I'm looking for Tamara, the Bloody Baron's daughter. Your brother said I'd find her here.
Wojtek send you, sir.
How else would I know she was here?
Wait a moment. I'll fetch her straight away.
Cats are supposed to be completely freaked out by witchers. Go crazy on all that. How weird.
You're looking for me, and who might you be? My father sent you?
Yeah, to see if you're still alive. And well. I'm Geralt of Rivia.
I'm quite alive and extraordinarily well, Geralt of Rivia. Better than I've ever been in this rotten life of mine, and now that you've seen me, I bid you farewell.
Wait.
We've nothing more to talk about.
Got every right to be angry at your father, but he's worried about you.
I have a right. Thank you kindly. So good to have the approval of his hired thug. And my father worries only about what to get soused on next.
He's no saint, that's clear. But he's got the whole province on its feet looking for you. Finding you and your mother? Seems to me there's nothing more important to him now. I know evil men. He's not one of them.
Shame he never showed such concern before. Especially for my mother.
He made a mistake and knows that. I'm not defending him, just saying that maybe he's come to realize what he's done, and what you mean to him.
Oh, wonderful. I'll bear that in mind. Did you really come all the way here just to tell me that?
Before I agreed to look for you, your father told me his version of events. Tell me yours.
Mine? It's dull as life amidst the swamps. My earliest memories are of a drunken father lying under the stairs, caked in mud and clutching a bottle. Next dozen years, pretty much the same. Father would drink, disappear for days, then come home in a rage and send furniture flying. Thank the gods for war. I was glad every time they sent him off. And the quarrels. I remember him screaming at Mum, the thuds as he beat her, then her sobbing. I'd hide under my bed and long for silence. That's the long and short of it. Multiply by 19 and there you have my life. Finally, we'd had enough, Mum and me. He crossed the line and we fled.
That song that just played, that's the one I want to know. Which one is it that's playing right now?
I don't mean to pry, but I know your mother had a miscarriage.
His doing? He shoved her, she fell, that's how it started. We were alone, no one to help, blood everywhere. Worst night of my life.
Sorry. Must have been hard for you both.
Mum was in shock. She was raving that it was better this way, that she never wanted the child. Must have had a fever. She was losing blood the whole time.
She didn't want the child?
Said she'd sooner cut open her gut than bear another child from his seed.
Wojtek claims your mother had strange marks on her hands, and that a monster dragged her into the woods. That true?
We were riding towards the river. Suddenly, Mum cried out, bent over, almost fell off her horse. I rode up to her and saw something strange. Her hands were on fire. And then that creature leapt from the woods. I don't know what it was, but it roared so fierce my nose bled. I saw it topple trees. I've never been so scared in my life. And that thing grabbed my mum and disappeared into the woods. I wanted to turn back, go after them, but the horses panicked. Now I don't even know if she's alive.
What will you do now?
Find my mum.
You realize that might not be that easy.
Don't worry, I'm not daft enough to believe I can do it alone. I've got some new friends now. Powerful friends. They'll help me.
Who are these friends, if it's not a secret?
No secret. Heard of the Church of the Eternal Fire? A priest helped me contact the Redanian witch hunters. Righteous, brave men. They'll help me.
Hence the candlesticks in your room. So you believe in the eternal fire?
Once the heat of the fire has set your heart aflame, it gives you strength and leads you down the path of truth for the rest of your life. I hope it'll bless you with its warmth one day.
Thanks. Thing is, fire's tricky. It's easy to get burned. What about your father?
Who? Oh, him. I don't care. I won't go back to him. That bit of my life? Forgotten it already.
Well, well. A witcher. Never thought the Baron would stoop to hiring a monster slayer. Though I hear you're good at tracking things down.
Desperate fathers have been known to do a lot to find their daughters.
Unexpected from a witcher. I thought your mutations cleansed you of humanity. Stripped you of emotions.
You don't need mutations to strip men of their humanity. I've seen plenty of examples. Glad you know who I am. Haven't introduced yourself, though.
Graden, witch hunter in the service of His Royal Majesty Radovid of Redania. I'm certain you've heard of us.
Rings a bell.
If the Bloody Baron sent you to fetch his daughter, you'd best face it. You will fail in your task.
I appreciate your concern, but I don't need it. As for Tamara, she can make her own decisions.
Noble of you. A killer for hire abandoning his bounty for the good of another. The Hunters and the Church of the Eternal Fire thank you.
Where are you gonna take her?
Tamara must rest. She's had a harrowing experience. When the warmth of the Eternal Fire has restored her strength, we shall see about finding her mother.
Hope you know what you're getting into.
I've never been more certain. The eternal fire is the best thing that could happen to me.
In that case, good luck.
Thank you for respecting my choice. Farewell.
That cat, though. I don't get it. You know, here's the thing, though, and I gotta make this point. Take that witch hunter. He's actually a good man. The game portrays him as a reasonable sort of guy. Right? The kind of guy who would venture with his men in the swamps just to help a girl find her mother. That kind of man.
Halt! You there? Please wait! You're Geralt of Rivia, are you not?
Depends who's asking.
Revenue and Customs for occupied Tamara, Dorian branch, represented by yours truly, Deputy Tax Enumerator Walter Mitty.
Honored, I guess. What seems to be the problem?
In brief, undeclared income.
Excuse me?
We've had reports, numerous, that over the last months you've come into a great deal of coin. Quickly. So quickly it's raised suspicions.
Don't you have anything better to do?
Not at the moment. Make no mistake. You cannot evade this. You must answer my questions promptly and in full. Profession?
Witcher. Monster Slayer.
Sole proprietorship. Service sector. Type of services rendered. Rat, pest, monster removal. Moving on. Have you at any time engaged in the wholesale trade of rawhide in the White Orchard area?
This some kind of joke? Of course not.
Right. Next. During the current fiscal year, have you engaged in the acquisition of bivalves with the express intention of selling the pearls therein?
Even if I have, what's wrong with that?
Article 86, Section 3 of the Tax Code. Whosoever purchases goods at an unseemly low price to take advantage of the seller's ignorance shall be subject to a fine equaling 200% of the earnings from any such a transaction. Sound familiar? And now, please answer. Have you or have you not dealt in said pearls?
No, never done anything of the sort. Witcher's honor.
Now, for the final question. Have you ever unlawfully acquired another man's movable goods? Chattels?
Meaning?
Meaning, have you ever waltzed into someone's home and taken something without their permission?
Gotta be kidding. The Witcher's Code forbids it.
I'm pleased to hear you abide by your guild's bylaws. Now, if you could wait for one moment. Compare column B to table 7. Apply the rate for confirmed childless bachelors. A tax credit of 7.3% for practitioners of hazardous professions. It adds up to the crown. I say, good sir, you are exceptionally upstanding.
It'd be rude to disagree.
In these times, such civic virtue is a rarity. It must be commended, rewarded. Here.
What's this?
A diploma. I bestow on you the title of taxpayer in good standing. I'd suggest you frame it, hang it in a place of honour. Congratulations.
The tax office. I hate dealing with them in real life. I think anyone who deals with the tax office in real life hates them to a certain degree or another, especially in Eastern Europe. The incompetence and corruption on display is astounding. Anyway, still gonna... There's one thing I wanna do.
What's a rusty little hat doing here? Scram.
That was hilarious, though.
Well, the Witcher, the mark of a danger.
Really sodding hilarious. But what I was saying before that guy rudely interrupted me was that they could have used witch hunters like that to perhaps add nuance and moral ambiguity to the whole mage thing. You know, show that there are some that aren't absolute cretins. But they don't play it. They don't use it. The potential was right there, CD Projekt, and they didn't use it. And so the Witch Hunter questline in Novigrad falls flat on its face. It's pathetically bad when it has no moral ambiguity in that sense. Hell, they could have played that up with the whole assassination of Radovid, because what do you think is gonna happen to the Church of the Eternal Fire and the priest and the Order and all that once Nilfgaard wins the war? I think you can figure that out for yourself. I once knew a guy who followed the Eternal Fire. He was an honorable chap. We slayed monsters together, elven kind. Alright.
Ah, a customer.
Show me what you got on offer.
Plenty of swords, not much else. Do it yourself, huh? No. Although, wait a second. 45, all that. There are better weapons here than what I am using at the moment. Personally, so I guess I could buy some of the stuff when I get the required levels. For now, the items that I have are more than suitable. Yes, I am selling Iris and Ephema. Oops, he doesn't have the money. Well, what's the best one? Well, this is 46. Okay.
What would you say to a little game of Gwent?
Well, I'm just gonna hope Stennis gives me something. Avalach. How nice. Oh, this is gonna suck. Very much so. By all means. I don't care. Them monster decks. The power. The power available is staggering. Okay, at this point, I regret not looking at the fact that he had the monster deck. Because I am paying the price for that one. Oh, seriously? Might be just able to somehow win. Oh, you... Of course, he plays fucking Geralt. Not the problem, though.
Redania.
Plague Maiden. It's actually kind of weak card for the monster deck. Because it doesn't work with other cards. You know, that's kind of the problem. I think it's on the bridge, if I'm not mistaken.
Same as always. Started with a fingernail.
Yeah, there we go. Let's go to the innkeep at the Inn of the Crossroads. A notice board in the middle of nowhere.
What about them knives? I were in
Novigrad. You've not poked your nose out of the village.
My father took them.
I could go to Novigrad, I imagine.
Ouch.
Greetings.
They say you play cards.
They don't speak idly then. Times are tough, and rare cards are often worth more than a fistful of gold. So, will ye play?
Let's.
Yeah, I didn't need to hear that. Thank you very much. I'll go with this setup. That's the worst thing the AI could get, because its behavior is not determined by that. If it was, I'd be extremely fucking surprised. Oh, clever. Except useless. It's Nilfgaard has far more powerful range cards than the North has.
Must admit, I scoffed and lost. Well, stupidity's got its price. My prize card's yours. Not my fault we ain't.
Menoco horn. Okay. So we gotta talk with the Baron.
Quite the work my man's got, eh?
Not half bad.
Brought him a bucket of peelings yesterday. Feast.
Mayfless, move it!
Can't seem to catch my breath. I think the smudge...
Not one of the Baron's men, are you?
Oh.
What did I do to deserve your...
Remember me?
Stable hand pulled you out of the fire.
Won't ever forget that. Here, I'm grateful.
Thanks.
From the cutthroats. Who, I ask?
I'll tell you where the loot's at.
Your mate split the loot between them long ago. And you, shut it down.
Where's the Baron? There's a... Ah, he's outside.
Witcher, a word, please.
What is it?
That night when the Baron ordered everyone to lock their doors, stay inside. What did you and the Baron do?
Gotta ask the Baron about that. Speaking of which, know where he is?
Garden. Spends a lot of time sitting there of late.
Drunk.
No. Don't drink, don't eat. Just sits.
There you are.
See the hollyhock there? The violet blooms. Brought the plants here from Nazaire. Anna had read some story. Insisted on having them. Spent hours tending to them, trimming, pruning. She was so content at that. And them, the frilly ones, are called birds of paradise in Zerrikania. But Tamara called them dragons of paradise. She adored them. Damn shame I'll never learn which blooms would please Dea most. Though it's good to know her spirit's free.
Your loss. It must hurt. Bad. But there wasn't anything we could do.
No. Not now. Not anymore. It was too late. That was clear. Should have acted earlier. Taken them all from this damned Velen. In this hole. This reesty mire. Nothing could go right here.
Got some information about your family.
You've learned something? Well, let's go inside. It's a bit chilly out. Any news for me?
Your daughter's in Oxenfurt.
What the blazes? She all right? In good health? Safe? Why haven't you brought her back?
Never offered to do that.
How do you know she's safe? You see her at least?
I saw her. We talked. She said I could tell you she's safe.
When will she come home?
And that she's not coming back.
She's not to return. But I've prepared all for her. Her room's await. I sent away for new pantoblas from Toussaint. How can she not come back?
Sooner you accept this, the better. Face it, you haven't been the best father.
I have not, true. But I'd change, I'd be different. If only she'd return. If only they'd both come back. Maybe all is not yet lost. She's in Oxenfurt, you say? Well, maybe she hasn't left. Maybe she'll hear me out.
You can always try. Wouldn't get my hopes up, though.
I shall try. I must. Life is pointless without her and Anna. I've nothing to lose. Incidentally, what of my Annie? Learned anything?
Nothing yet, but I'm on her trail.
Well, what are you waiting for?
For you to tell me about Ciri, like we agreed.
Fine. A word once given. When Ciri was on the mend, we took her out on a hunt. Thought a bit of galloping would warm up her limbs, gone stiff from so much bed rest. That lass of yours, pure luck in the flesh. To hunt down a wild boar that size, why, worthy of one of King Foltest's feasts, were he still among the living. Ciri, come! Our haunt should be yours as I see it.
Oh, you done well, lass.
Not bad. Not bad at all. But who goes boar hunting with a sword?
No bow at hand, no spear. My sword was all I had.
Well, you brandished it beautifully. Where'd they teach you that, anyway?
At Kaer Morhen.
Witcher school there, aye. But they only took lads, as I recall.
I'm not a witcher. Just grew up there.
I believe it, seeing how you swing that sword. Know any of them potions?
Not so much. A bit.
Because you see, at times I get this pinching back here.
Shut it, Egrin. Nobody cares about your backside. A woman could swing a sword. I've knowed one. But never seen a lady mount anything but a cock proper. All tipsy on horseback. Nothing strange on account they bloody mount them sideways.
Perhaps you'd care to wager?
Think you can outrun me on an horse? Naturally. What's the stake?
Black mare. The one in the stable.
Oh, that won't do it all.
Well, that's an awfully gloomy face. Too much of a coward to race a woman?
The horse is mine.
To race the Baron himself. I'd consider it an honor.
Oh, that'd be a sight to behold.
Would it ever?
Done. But if I win, I take your sword.
Agreed.
I'd not drink any more this night. You'll want your head about you. We start at daybreak.
A woman like Ciri could come and go into a bar, go into a place, go into a company and own it in a week. Just the personality type I'm talking about. She'd get what she'd wanted. I'm annoyed by the skip button anyway.
The day dawns.
Ready?
As ever. First one to the tower.
Man's up! Come on, Ciri, don't you embarrass us!
Your sword is mine!
That'll be the day.
Kick it!
Show how it's done!
Want that horse, don't ya?
Had one just like it.
Your sword is mine!
That'll be the day.
You're wind, not woman. Worthy of the best horse. The mare is yours.
Thank you.
What?
another chance to win.
She screamed like a mad woman. In an instant, all had forgotten the wager. Every man ran to save his skin, even worried to break his neck.
And they make it?
Some, aye. Others were not so fortunate. But what happened then? I must say, Witcher, seen a lot, but nothing like this. Never.
Uh-oh. I know that look.
You're a fast learner. You'll know the rest once you find my wife.
Working on it.
And making piss-poor progress.
They split up. Hadn't considered that possibility before. But don't worry. I'll find Anna too. So long.
And so it ends.
Hey! Baron gets soused.
Alright.
He's angry, and he's always drinking.
Could use some hair of the hound. Got any vodka?
Yeah?
There's just one final aspect.
How may I assist you?
Looking for someone who can craft me some armor. Gotta be top quality.
Well, I've been at it 20 years now. Mastered the craft in some respects, if I do say so myself.
You wish.
Don't listen to her. She's been sore lately, snorting every chance she gets. So, what kind of armor are we talking about?
Light, but durable. Can't constrain movement, and I gotta be able to get in it without anybody's help.
That all? Sure it shouldn't be self-cleaning. And how about it wipe your arse after you take a shite in the bushes?
Comfortable, strong, and light'll do just fine.
Ought to know one thing when it comes to armor. If it's got to be durable, it can't be light.
It can. Just needs the proper tools to make it. Tools like the folk of Clan Tordarroch used on Undvik.
Joanna, I told you time and again to stay silent when I talk to customers. Shouldn't pester folk with those nonsense Skellige legends of yours.
It ain't legend, and it ain't nonsense. My granddad would go to Undvik for his armour. Said Tordarroch folk made the best. Till last year, that is, when a giant ravaged their island. Inhabitants either ran off or died, but the forge should still be in one piece.
Worth looking into. Say I find the tools. Will you craft the armor for me?
On condition you bring the tools. But only then.
These legends mention where the forge might be?
Yes, north side of the isle, in a cave. Clanfolk carved out a rock face to build it.
Look for the tools next time I'm in. Take care now.